That was absolutely massive for the Yankees. They desperately needed that win, but I'm not going to come on here and say, oh, yes, we won. That's so great. I'm so happy. They won 3-2. They won by the skin of their teeth, and David Bednar looked really great. He did, but he put some runners on at the end there. At any point, it looked like Boone was going to yank him. It got messy there at the end, but Bednar, I have to hand it to him. His stuff is disgusting. 5 strikeouts. Every out he got out of himself. 5 strikeouts. 5-out save. We needed that win. We needed that kind of performance from him. But by no means was that performance dominant. Now, I would much rather have him in the back end of that bullpen than Devin Williams. I would much rather have Duvall at the back end of that bullpen instead of Williams. Williams, don't know what happened. Became a Yankee, lost his ability to freaking pitch in big spots. Completely lost it. And it stinks. Now, we won. We needed that win. Not going to sit here and say, things look great. Things look great. We're going to go in there and beat the crap out of Houston now. I don't believe that. Houston is going to be a tough series. Going to be a really tough series. Then you have Minnesota. Okay, softer. We should win. In fact, I want to sweep them. Then we go into St. Louis. Then we go into Tampa. Then we play Boston. So the Yankees have a chance. They have a chance to beat Minnesota, build momentum there, take that into the St. Louis series, take that into the Tampa series, go into Boston with momentum, go into the Boston series. We're in New York, going into the Boston series with momentum because we need it. We need it. And by no means was today a dominant victory because it wasn't. Like I said, we could have lost it at the end there. Bednar put some guys on base, made us sweat a little bit. But at the same time, there was a fastball in the 90s, curveball in the 70s. We need a guy to step up. And today, at least, he stepped up. And according to Jack Curry, looks like the Yankees may be going in that direction. He may be the Yankee closer going forward. So we'll see what ends up happening there. As of this point, and looking at Aaron Boone talk right now, there's been no official word if Bednar is the Yankee closer going forward. But at the same time, I would much rather have him in there than Devin Williams. Williams looks like a guy that doesn't have any confidence whatsoever. None whatsoever. And I still don't understand why Aaron Boone continues to put him out there. So today, he gave him the day off. Bednar came in there, pitched, put some ducks on the pond, but he got out of it. And we needed that kind of a performance. We needed a guy to go in there and execute. And he finished the job. He did finish the job. But at the same time, am I confident that this Yankee team could potentially play the Astros this weekend at the stadium, Old Timers Day this weekend? Am I confident that the Yankees could go and do that and start to build momentum there? I don't know. I don't know if the Astros series is the series where you begin to build momentum. I think they could very much outplay the Yankees, and I don't want to say that. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, a negative Nancy. I want to be more of a positive Pete, jovial Joe. That's what I want to be. But unfortunately, this Yankee team hasn't made me feel that way. Getting swept by Miami, losing a series to Texas. We'll see what happens this weekend. But it does soften up a little bit there, so we can potentially build momentum going into the Boston series. Then you have Washington and Chicago after that. So it does get a tad bit softer, but then you have Houston, Toronto, Detroit, Boston. It gets to a point where we might be freaking buried into the dirt by the time we play Minnesota, Baltimore, Chicago, Baltimore. We might be 6 feet under by that point, and I hope that's not the case. I really hope that's not the case. So listen, we're gonna see what happens Great news, Aaron Judge might be in the field this weekend. He could very well be in the field this weekend, and then we could have him and Giancarlo Stanton back in the lineup at the same time. Giancarlo is one of the hottest hitters in Major League Baseball right now. There's no reason why he should be on that bench outside of being benched in favor of Aaron Judge, and that's what's been happening. Yankees have no choice but to do that because you have to try to get Judge going. And Judge got a hit today, but he needs to get going. If the Yankees are going to be successful, it's going to be because of him. It's going to be because of Giancarlo Stanton. It's going to be because of that back end of that bullpen shores up. That's what's going to carry the Yankees. That's what's going to help the Yankees build that momentum. And I have to tip my hat to Ben Rice today because he was framing pitches, and he was doing a wonderful job at framing pitches today. And honestly, if he could just look like that behind the plate all the time, and I know the catcher's interference, that was in there, but if he could frame pitches like he framed pitches tonight, there, in my opinion, he should be the Yankees starting catcher and not Austin Wells. Austin Wells, don't know what happened to him. Even Anthony Volpe dug himself out of a hole. Anthony Volpe's been looking decent up there at the plate, but Austin Wells, 678 OPS. Anthony Volpe today got an RBI single. I mean, it's he came up in a spot where we needed him to, and he did just that. You know, Jason Dominguez, I know it hasn't looked sexy for him, but he just gets on base. His wheels are incredibly dangerous. He's part of the reason why we won today. Paul Goldschmidt coming up, pinch hit home run. He's one of the reasons why we won today. And David Bednar goes in there. Like I said, if I'm the Yankees, Devin Williams doesn't even sniff the 7th, 8th, 9th inning for the rest of the season. He doesn't even sniff that unless you're up by 10. Unless you're just up by a ton. Only way I'm bringing Williams in later on in the game. Just not right now. Can't happen now in a big spot. It just can't happen. He lost that. And it sucks to even say that. It really does. It sucks. But at the end of the day, the Yankees beat the Texas Rangers 1-3-2. Was it pretty? Absolutely not. It wasn't pretty. But at the same time, we needed that win because if we didn't win, we did not win today's game, guess what? You're on the outside looking in, and you never want to be on the outside. You never do. You want to be on the inside, right? You want to be there where you could build that momentum in the division lead or the wild card lead. Right now, we're so far from the friggin' division. Almost said it's a sin, but it almost is. It sucks. But listen, we're going to see what the Yankees do the rest of the way. We're going to see what the Yankees do this weekend versus the Astros. They desperately needed to salvage the series. And guess what they did? They salvaged it. They won 3-2. Did not look pretty, but they won it. We'll see what happens from here. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.